huge Didylation, Diddy update, a Diddy date. Diddy went into the courthouse today unshackled in a tan Sean John jumpsuit. This is insane. First of all, he got to go in unshackled because the diddler somehow gets special privileges that none of us would ever get, but he's worried about his image. You're finally worried about your image? Okay, Didylation. Now, the lawyer proposed the $50 million. It's actually 48 because that is the price of his estate, his mansion in Miami. He's putting up the mansion, baby. Yeah, take a blue light through that place and see what you see on the walls. Let me know. Now, the judge, this is crazy, needs more time to consider if he should let Diddy out of jail. What? You need more time? What? Judge Subaruni, Rainey, and Sublaney, and Rain, and Quain, and Banane, same, but a rain day, but a rain Amian. What is your problem? How do you need more time to consider it? What about our safety? What happens if you let him out? I'm fleeing the country. I'm going to see Ellen. Ellen, can I hang out with you in Porsche and make an Oreo cookie? A pizza? What? This is getting crazy. So the judge is going to consider it. The judge is going to let us know next week if Diddy gets out or not.
I find it amazing. So the judge is considering it because once again, he seems to be on trial for domestic violence. That is the recurring theme throughout this trial. He was a horrible boyfriend, a horrible person. I do not condone the domestic violence. However, he is facing a life sentence for racketeering, sex trafficking, and taking workers across state lines. If he was going to get life for domestic violence, they should lock him away and put him under the jail. However, they don't have a sentence for that. I wish they did, but they don't. So now the judge is looking at this information and going, wait a minute. You know, none of this is making sense. The judge is looking at this information and going, none of it's making sense. Why didn't this guy get a bond? That's what's going on. That's exactly what's happening. And to everybody that comes on this page, because you're going to comment, you're going to be mad, you need to ask yourself why Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, made bail after assaulting 40 young men. Ask yourself the question. If you are about equality, if you are about things being equal, then there's your answer. I think what Diddy did to this woman was horrific. It was horrific. But it seems to me to be, in my small, very small comedian mind, this seems to be a case about domestic violence and disgruntled employees, period. So they will probably let him out next week. Like we have to, y'all got to stick to the facts of the case. You have to stick to the facts. That's the whole purpose of the loss of the legal system. I'm not saying what he did was right. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he's a horrible person. However, you have to stick with the law, right? Like if you go to court for a traffic ticket, if you're facing jail time for a traffic ticket and they send a bunch of people in to testify that don't like you, disgruntled employees and people you used to date that don't like you, what does that have to do with you going to jail for the traffic ticket? Hello, please wake up. I'm not here being a proponent of Diddy or any of his actions. I'm a proponent of the law, of the legal system. And I see what's going on. I'm watching this with my own eyes. I'm seeing how nothing is making sense. And I'm a layman. I'm a regular person as those 12 jurors, because that's who it's going to come down to, the 12 jurors. And if you think those 12 jurors are sitting there listening to nonsense, that they're not getting worn down, that they haven't made a decision already, you're mistaken. So I don't know where the prosecution goes. I'm looking at this straight objectively. I'm looking at the defense versus the prosecution. And in our law, in our legal system, A man is to be deemed innocent until proven guilty. So no matter what you saw, we saw that video. We're like, act like you didn't see the video. Be objective. That's all I would say. That's it. So they're probably going to let him out next week and give him the bail, as they should have given him the bail. As far as this guy, I don't think you're Diddy's type, sir. I don't know his type, but I think he could do better than you, my friend. That's all I would say. And to the people, to my people that come on here saying I'm a terrible person, how I'm taking up for a billionaire, remember, our good white brother Mike Jeffries is on bond on his yacht, sipping margaritas and espressos and chancletas, as he is so conveniently caught amnesia and Alzheimer's, while 40 men are walking around sore. Call me, please. And look, check me out. I'll be in San Antonio live June 13th and 14th for Juneteenth. Come out, get those tickets at LaVarWalker.me. Also sign up for my email list at LaVarWalker.me. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Call me